Hey guys, today we are going to be learning about Apple. And see, Apple has been known for a few things. One of them can include the exploitation of their users, really expensive. I'm fixing this video. I'm fixing this video right now.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. And Apple has been, well, first of all, one's very fortunate if you get to work on just one of these in your career. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not three separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today we're introducing the iPhone 3G, iPhone 4,
iPhone 5,
iPhone 6, iPhone 7, iPhone 10, iPhone 11.
As of January 3rd, 2022, Apple has become the very first $3 trillion company. But here's the thing, this is pretty big, since no other company of any kind has been able to achieve this. I know what you're thinking, Apple products are so expensive and overpriced. Well, simply for all you Apple haters, look inside of your pockets or on your desk. Do it. Right now, do it. Well, those are all Apple products that you or someone you know probably bought. Today, I'm gonna answer the question, what makes people, buy these products? And how does Apple keep it up? Oh yeah, many people are probably gonna wonder if this is biased or not. You're kind of right, and you're kind of wrong at the same time. Or are you? 2 words, peer pressure. The influence of members from a group, or as I call it, main force that basically pushes people to do things. Sometimes things that they don't want to do. Let's say you go to a store, right? It could be any store. It could be an Apple store. It could be like a clothing store. It basically doesn't matter. That store will basically try to get you to buy things. In Apple's case, they let the people do more of the peer pressure than their employees. Remember we did that mock-up Apple Store activity? The Android people were being tempted by not just the single employee, which is, me, but also the other consumers that were Apple users. Imagine you are in school. You see your friends. They have iPhones. You don't. They end up realizing and try to say a few things about their iPhones, like this camera is very good, or the battery life is so amazing. You are now in a predicament. You want to be like your friends, so you either get an iPhone to be like the rest of them, or you just remain different, like pretty much an outcast, or like a minority. Let's talk about something else. UVP. That basically stands for Unique Value Proposition, which is technical talk for basically making things sound a lot nicer than they actually are. Have you guys ever tried mango cream soda? It's pretty darn good. Imagine you're just like online looking at ads, and then out of nowhere, you just come along something like this. Imagine a computer worth taking everywhere with you. A device that is light with its curved design, with a nearly 100% recycled body, yet beautiful in every way. With the keyboard as silent as the night, and a screen as clear as day. And then the whole ad just ends, like, yeah, it just ends. And you were left thinking, wow, that was pretty cool. Maybe I should get that product one day. Apple basically uses this method whenever they can, so that the consumer will feel like Apple's products are the best that there is. Some examples basically include stuff like,
These are the most powerful and most advanced iPhones that we have ever built, in a stunning new design.
Gorgeous 3.5-inch display. The most precise thing, one of the most beautiful things we've ever made. It is the thinnest smartphone on the planet.
It's the best iPhone that we have ever created.
And these situations keep happening every day because of another one of Apple's key main factors, the Apple ecosystem. This ecosystem has been one of Apple's main weapons for targeting their audience, because their ecosystem will try to keep you in their environment without seeing what's beyond this walled garden of theirs. And to be honest, it's pretty successful. I mean, like, this thing is really successful. Like, more successful than pretty much every other tech company or clothing company or any kind of, I don't know, pretty much every company there is out there. Because with around 1 billion people using iPhones today, nearly 35% of those have an Apple Watch. Not to mention those who also have iPads for their kids to play on. If parents nowadays still do that, or they just give their kids their iPhones, which is, yeah, what a time to live in. As I mentioned before, Apple's ecosystem includes products like the iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, Apple TV, HomePods, AirPods. All those products work very seamlessly with software like AirPlay, iCloud, and AirDrop, the communication method where you can literally just send high quality stuff to other iPhones, or iPads, or Macs, because it's all just that seamless. This doesn't mean Apple is the only one that has their own ecosystem. Let's see. Samsung, Google, Amazon, pretty much every other big company, corporate, whatever out there is trying to live up to making people conform to their ecosystems, thus making it harder for them to get out of it. But Apple has pulled ahead of the competition and pretty much left them in the dust. However, with their ecosystem, Apple was able to achieve something else. Their next Infinity Stone had just been added to their corporate gauntlet.
So, let's get down to the business of sucking every loose penny out of Mr. and Mrs. Average Knucklehead. What's our big ticket item? Upgrades, people, upgrades. That's how we make the dough. Now, if we're telling robots that no matter what they're made of, they're fine, how can we expect them to feel crummy enough about themselves to buy our upgrades and make themselves look better? Therefore, I've come up with a new slogan. Why be you when you can be new?
Ah yes, the upgrades. I don't have to say much because everyone knows that every single year, Apple updates their products to stay ahead of the competition. And everyone knows they're pretty darn expensive. Let's take the iPhone for example, why not? Apple's entry-level phone, the iPhone SE, starts at around $429, which is okay. But Apple's high-end phone, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, starts at a whopping $1,100. That's really expensive for a phone. The main reason for why the prices vary so much is because the company has a wide variety of phones, each made for different price points, as well as for different kinds of consumers. For example, I stated that the iPhone SE starts at $429. Well, then there's also the regular iPhone 13, which starts at $800. Then there's the iPhone 13 Pro, which starts at, $1,000, followed by what I just said, iPhone 13 Pro Max, $1,100. However, this creates the flexibility tailored to certain individuals with certain needs, making the customer think there's so many options, so at least one of them is right for me. Small tangent, just one small tangent. In the tech industry, there is a small niche section that has to do with aerial drones, and the company that has been leading the way is DJI. The Chinese manufacturer has been at the top for a very long time, and just like Apple, also uses UVP to maximize their advertisement to their target audience, the consumers. What was once only a small niche category that belonged to the rich and famous is now nearly as cheap as the cheapest iPhone, which is now accessible to pretty much everyone who wants to get their hands on these things. Like their variety of iPhones, there's also a variety of DJI drones that follow a similar path, such as the Mavic Mini that starts at around $400, up to the Mavic Air 2, starts at $800, to the DJI FPV, which starts at around $1,300 while being one of their newest products yet, where we finally have the Mavic Pro lineup, which starts at a whopping $2,000. I'm gonna be honest here. Okay, I know I've been reading off of a script this whole time, but Who is gonna spend $2,000 plus? Oh, I want to mention one more thing as well. The Mavic 3 Cine, that is a DJI's high-end drone. That starts at a whopping $5,000. These are literally boxes of plastic that are flying up in the air and taking photography and videos and all that stuff. And it costs like $2,000. That's honestly pretty crazy. By the way, I'd like to introduce to you the choice. Well, what do you mean by the choice? Well, let's think of something very easy. There is a company called Tile, which is basically a small tracker for your devices. You can put this into like your backpack, your keys, your phone, your luggage, and if you somehow lose it, you're able to like use this app and you can, just find your products anywhere. Apple recently got into the market as well with their Apple AirTag. Now, many Apple users are given two options. Either go with the AirTag, which automatically connects with all your devices that have Apple included, whatever, just like that. Or you get a Tile, then you have to download the app and then finally verify the device. Many people would testify that Apple would dominate this section of the market too much, breaking the antitrust laws. But Apple explained that the users always have the choice. Yeah, okay, get this third-party tracker and then download the app, go to the settings, turn on location services, enable permission on your Tile to be tracked, you press activate the Tile, and then finally finish setting up your Tile. And then you can just do all that on an AirTag automatically. You literally just like press a button and then all of that setup is already set up for you. I mean, hey, still got that choice, right? Okay, let's move on to a fun one. Another thing that Apple did in the early stages of its life, I guess, was air this series called Mac versus PC. It was a small advertisement series comparing the Mac to its PC counterpart in the form of two people. PC, the uptight businessman, and Mac, the casual everyday guy.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC. You know, we use a lot of the same kinds of programs.
Yeah, like Microsoft Office.
But we retain a lot of what makes us us.
But you should see what this guy can do with a spreadsheet. It's insane.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, and he knows that I'm better at life stuff, like music, pictures, movies, stuff like that.
Whoa, what exactly do you mean by better?
By better, I mean making a website or photo book is easy for me, and for you, it's not.
Oh, that kind of better.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the other kind.
What other kind?
Interactions like this showed how the Mac was more intuitive, easier, and more fun to use. These ads, when they came out in the early, 2000s, were strong reasons for why the Mac was pretty popular compared to the likes of PC. Anyways, there's still one more thing that Apple has planned for the future. And when they announced it, oh boy, it was interesting. Along with those incentives, Apple then revealed their final trump card. In actually, is this thing still rolling? Good, okay. In mid-2020, the company announced that they would not be relying on Intel's chips anymore. This basically made Apple design their own chips from the ground up. This would be for their computer line first, and they would call it M1. This is basically Apple's version of put chip in computer, and they said it would revolutionize the industry, as they always do. And then somehow proceeded to show these charts. Let's see, 2 times the performance, 75% less power used. At least that's what they were trying to say, I think. Though as obscure as they were, many people, including me, thought that this was all very overrated and that the reality would be so much less than their whole expectations. And then they tried them out and were absolutely blown away with their real-life results. Tech influencers such as Marques Brownlee, Ijustine, Linus Tech Tips, and so many more had their fair share of positive feedback, which made everyone who watched them consider buying the brand new products, or at least appreciate the way that Apple was going with their future. Oh yeah, quick side note, they made these more powerful chips to like their Pro lineup called the M1 Pro and M1 Max, which are very stupidly powerful, while coming at the price of your wallet pretty much. So let's just throw that aside, we're just gonna worry about, the regular ones. Today, Apple's continuing to use their M1 chips in nearly everything. The MacBook Air, the MacBook Pros, Mac Mini, iMacs, the iPad Pro, and most recently, the iPad Air. It may just be a matter of time until the iPhone is next in these chips. Oh, just kidding. They already use Apple Silicon. They have like their A15 Bionics and all that stuff. That's pretty cool. On April 4th, 2017, Apple had a meeting that turned the entire company on its head. They admitted that they were wrong about many things, such as the butterfly keyboard, and how all their devices were admittedly not up to their usual standard. But going from personal experience, I have a 2017 MacBook Pro that my auntie gave to me as like a birthday present. It had a butterfly keyboard. And that keyboard really sucked. Some of the main keys, such as like the A key, the E key, the S key, they're all very sticky, or when they were not sticky, they would register too many times. So that's my experience. It is nice to see Apple turn things around in a way like reverting to the more squared off design in the new MacBook Pro lineup, compared to their extremely sleek but limiting designs from 2016 to 2020. So, we reached the end. Apple, you did it. You were able to market to the most people possible using your methods and achievements. You went from a small computer company to single-handedly the biggest company in the world. So, Apple, what's your next step? And what will you do next?
Here at Apple, the customer is at the center of everything we do. Our mission is to create products that play a meaningful role in people's lives. And we continue to innovate, designing the very best products and services to enrich people's lives and to empower them to do great things every day. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you again for joining us, and have a great day. Have a great day. Stay safe and take care.